On June 25th, Nairobi held its breath. The Gen Z protest that had been building for weeks finally exploded. What started as a nationwide call for justice quickly turned into a showdown between angry protesters and the state. All signs pointed to one target: State House. Security agencies had picked up early signs that the crowd might not just march, chant and go home. There were whispers, online calls, secret plans. The scent of rebellion hung heavy. In response, the state moved fast. New, deadly barriers were set up, not the usual barbed wires. These were Colombian-made razor wires, electric, coiled tightly around State House, like a beast protecting its lair. The roads leading to State House were blocked off, sealed with armored trucks and riot police in black gears. But the message from the street was clear: Gen Z wasn't afraid. By 10 a.m., thousands had flooded Nairobi's streets. They weren't just protesting, they were charging forward with purpose. In minutes, tear gas filled the air, followed by sirens, loud bangs, and smoke. Chaos spread like wildfire. Despite the military-grade protection, something shocking happened. Protesters somehow managed to tear through some barriers. They reached dangerously close, just a few meters away, to one of the most guarded compounds in the country. At one point, the crowd surged so fast and hard that they pushed past police lines and made it to State House Girls High School, just across the road from State House itself. That distance, a few hundred meters, was all that separated them from breaching the very heart of government.
Wale wako na maoni tofauti. Hata wakati wa maandamano pia tuhakikishe ya kwamba maandamano yale yasiwe ya fujo, yasiwe ya kuharibu mali, yasiwe ya kuharibu amani katika taifa letu la Kenya. Hatuna taifa lingine ambalo tutahamia mambo yakiharibika hapa.
Inside State House, tension was high. President William Ruto, already facing the most turbulent moment of his presidency, was under tight watch. The Kenya Defence Forces KDF, Rapid Deployment Unit and undercover officers from the DCI had already taken their positions. They weren't just patrolling, they were ready for the worst.
Lakini maandamano yanataka kufanyika kwa njia ya amani. Sisi tulikuwa tunafanya maandamano miaka miwili iliyopita. Na tulikuwa tunasema tunataka kufanya maandamano ya amani. Lakini ubaya ni kwamba tulipokuwa tukatoka namna hii, tear gas. Tunataka tuweke sheria ili maandamano isilete shida.
Meanwhile, outside, things got uglier. Shops were looted, property destroyed, cars torched. Nairobi CBD turned into a war zone. Running battles stretched for hours as the young protesters, armed only with their fury, took on trained officers. But sheer numbers overwhelmed the system. Videos captured moments when police officers had to retreat, regroup and defend themselves instead of controlling the crowd. By late afternoon, the city was burning in tension and fire. The smell of tear gas mixed with smoke from burning tires. Gunshots echoed from a distance, but still, the crowd didn't back down. The security forces were stretched to the limit, but they held to the last line. Behind the final barrier of State House, elite KDF units stood firm, rifles ready, not blinking. That thin wall of bodies, weapons and will is all that stood between the protesters and a historic breach. Eventually, reinforcements arrived. The tide began to turn, but it was not a victory, it was a survival. By midnight, Nairobi was shaken. Buildings lay in ruins. Streets were littered with rocks, glass, and broken dreams. The government managed to protect the simple state of power, but just barely.
Morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Asante sana. Nimeona mko na maombi asubuhi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Nashukuru sana. Tuendelee na kazi. Well done for the good job you are doing. I'm very happy today tumepata kuonana na ninyi. Basi nawatakia siku njema.
Thank you, sir.
The president remained in office, but the message was clear. The people were no longer whispering, they were screaming, and for a few chilling hours, they came close than ever to storming the gates of power. What saved State House wasn't just fence or electric wires. It was a last-minute, all-out defense by armed forces who knew that failure wasn't an option. The events of June 25th will be remembered not just as a protest, but as the day the presidency came dangerously close to collapse.